2.
The internet. Do I need further explanation? Everyone has used the internet at some point in their lives for any reason. Whether it was to catch up on the YouTube schedules, copy and paste an article from Wikipedia, or even, for people like me, spend hours in their rooms mastering their skills at Minecraft. Everybody uses the internet for things, but some take it for granted at times. This takes a turn for the worst when it becomes an obsession. So today, I will be talking about the internet, more specifically, Google. First, let's look at who made Google and what their motive was for doing so. It was the year 1995. Larry Page, 22, and Sergey Brin, 21, met at the University of Michigan through an on-campus tour. After becoming really good friends, they started to create a website called Backrow, which was used by Stanford University for a little over a year, but was abandoned because it took up too much space capacity. Then, in 1997, they made Google, a soon-to-be worldwide phenomenon that all teens, grown-ups, and families would be able to access right at their fingertips. The word Google is a play on the word Google, the number 1 with 100 zeros after it, symbolizing how many websites and how much information you can have access to by using it. Ever since then, it has grown to hold at least 4.5 billion websites, tweet 6,000 tweets, search 40,000 queries, and send more than 2 million emails every second, every day. But the true capability of Google is only in the making. Next, let's look at how Google affects our lives and the lives of others around us. Many people, especially teens, use Google as their, quite literally, external memory. While this is helpful in many ways, it is pretty bad when it comes to our own memories. Betsy Sparrow, Jenny Liu, and Daniel M. Wegner published a number of experiments, one in which they asked 60 Harvard students to answer 40 pieces of trivia into a computer and told they will be kept or erased. The people who thought their answers would be kept did not care to remember the information. Another one of the studies showed that the students knew the sources of the information better than the data itself. Knowing this might just make us a race who must survive off of Google. Now let's look at what the pros and cons of Google are. Ever since Google was created, the internet has grown into an epidemic, spread throughout schools, home, and amongst friends in all parts of the world. Yes, it is good to get its help for your homework from time to time, but you still must weigh your options. The internet helps teens and young adults everywhere improve their social skills and even interactive traits around others, yet it doesn't take much for a person to get into some dark territories. Yes, I know, we have all heard the talk about porn. But with little effort and enough time to create a breeding group. To create a breeding ground for something illegal like the dark web. So today we talked about the internet. First, we looked at the origin of Google. Next, I talked about how our brains are affected by Google. Finally, I showed you the pros and cons of Google. The internet could be addictive to some people. Regardless of how you use it, the internet is, and always will be here when we need it the most. Thank you.